Hi everyone, Julia here recording this, July 29th, 2023, and still just in awe and wonder of the magic that we're allowed to behold in this existence. And and I've only been taking advantage of this gnosis for a few years. So there's lots of people that have been knowing this for decades, and wow, changes everything. And like I've talked about many times, doing that inner work just opens up a reality that was unimaginable before you got to it. And I remember Michael Harrell, founder of Language Lessons of the Heart, which you can find a great workshop playlist on this channel, Loth. And he came to Austin to do a workshop right before I moved to Spain in 2018. And he stayed at my house, and I remember we were hanging out, and he just kind of looked at me and was laughing and smiling. I was like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, you just have no idea. You have no idea what kind of life this work's going to bring for you." And, I was like, "Cool," smiled. And wow, he was so right. He was so right. And it's so interesting because I dove into the Language Lessons of the Heart modality hardcore, good solid year, nothing but loss, which stands for Language Lessons of the Heart. Where was I going with that? But yeah, that's where it all started for me, to get me to where I am today. Because Michael interviewed Eileen Day McCusick, who's the founder of Biofield Tuning. And it was one of those things where it just resonated with me. I'd already been doing a bit of work at that point, of course, because I'd found Michael's videos. And I decided I wanted to get certified to be a Biofield Tuning practitioner. And I just happened to have the budget to do that at the time, which is one of those other rare things sometimes in my life, because my abundance isn't always in cash flow, but it is when I need it to be. And and so that allowed me to be able to move abroad from Texas and still make a living, because I am on the biofieldtuning.com website, listed as a practitioner, and I do remote healings via the internet, or even without the internet, and it just allowed me to pay my way and live wherever I want. Of course, I live very frugally, and if I really hustled, I could build up the Biofield Tuning business, but I just trust that I get what I need when I need it, and it's been working very well. And one of my clients for Biofield Tuning, an in-person client, was here in Portugal, Marcus, and he's been awesome. He found me also through Eileen. In fact, he was in contact with her. She referred him to me. And I remember the first time we met, he told me the story of how, he found out about me, and he's like, and here I am, and there are no coincidences. And then, a couple of years later, through Marcus, I finally get to meet Casey, the matriarch of our new community, our new small community. And, so by doing that inner work, it allowed me to manifest this amazing, awesome, abundant, beautiful, blissful life that I have now. So do it young, youngsters. Any youngsters that listen, not many probably, but that's okay. But yeah, if I could go back, that's the one thing that I probably would change, is to do emotional healing sooner than later. But it's all good, and there's lots of lessons along the way, and the lessons keep coming around and around and around till you get them. But it's not always fun. Sometimes it's overwhelming. And if you get to that point where you're overwhelmed, that's when you can dive into inner work, because that's usually how it works. And I was thinking how people will hold on to anger so tight, and they just can't let go of that anger, and holding grudges and seeking revenge, and you just think about all the energy that goes into that, and then you think, wow, if they would put that energy into holding their frequency when they were feeling content, accomplished, blissful, if that ever happens to those type of people, because I also, with depression, that's another thing we hold on to, and it takes a lot of work. And that's where I was in the depression mode, and it's just, there's so much effort that goes into keeping that frequency, and you can put that same energy into maintaining your frequency, dog choir time, when you're contented, feeling good about things. Honeymoon effect, aka from Bruce Lipton. So yeah, it's once again, it goes back for that, to the self-awareness, the honest self-awareness. And if you just observe and go, oh wow, I'm just angry about this thing that happened all this time ago, and thinking about it all the time, And of course, we've all heard the meme, energy flows where attention goes. And so, put your attention on that optimal frequency. And Cheryl Bailey talked about this in her little video on Front Row Seat, how you also have to address your frequency and how that's flowing moment by moment. And then eventually it just becomes natural for you to stay in that optimal frequency. But initially it takes effort to pull yourself out of those negative emotions that just keep us there. It's one thing to be angry or sad about something and get over it in a timely manner, but to stay there, wow, that is so taxing on your avatar and everything, on your soul. It's just slowing down your progress. And once you know better, you do better. So once you know ways to optimize your frequency, or start optimizing your frequency, then it's time to start doing those, little by little. All you need to do initially is put out the intention that you would like to optimize your frequency and not hold anger and depression, in your biofield, in your aura all the time. So just put the intention out there and have an honest, sincere intention, an earnest intention, and it'll eventually manifest. And if you want it to manifest quicker, then add in other strategies and tactics to get there. But you can get there from here. I'm proof. And so worth it. No negative sides, no downsides about doing inner work. None at all. It's all win-win. So yeah, thanks everyone for listening. Hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Remember to stay focused on what you want and help others if you can. Ciao, ciao.